put his arms around you and whispered, "Come to me." With tearful eyes, he watched you and saw you pass away. And though we love you dearly, we couldn't make you stay. A golden heart stopped beating. Hard-working hands were put to rest. God broke our hearts to prove to us he only takes the best. Till we meet again, my son, you will always be in our hearts, and we will all make sure that your memory will always be in your children's minds. Thank you.
Thank you. If any of you would like to come and share for a few moments what Stephen meant to you, how you loved him, share a favorite story, a funny story, because it is a celebration. But I invite you to come and do that now. So whoever wants to be first can come, and then the rest can just kind of wait, and we'll just do this as quickly as we can, and that'd be cool. So who's going to go first? Someone's going to break the ice. Okay, we have a brave. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Let us know who you are.
I'm Eric Salvian, fitness guy out here. I met Steve a while back. He's actually installed a lot of my stereos in my cars and my whole fitness trailer and all that kind of stuff. And you know, over the years, like just a lot of, especially when his son was born, and you know, small conversations here and there, just you know. It's kind of like a little brotherhood, you know, with the stereos and stuff. Oh, cool, what can you make? Oh, what can you do? You know, he's a very creative kid. And he just always had that little smile, that little, like, snicker smile thing he always did. So those are the things that I always remembered. And he always had those eyes. His eyes were like, you can't forget them. You know, you can't forget them. And through the years, I've always liked the kid. I've never, you know, I just always liked the kid. You just have to like the kid. You know, he made you like him. And throughout all this stuff going on with him with this cancer, it was like in the back of your head, you thought, oh, he can pull through this. He can pull through this. And, you know, you hoped and, you know, and in my head, I thought, oh, you know, he's going to get through this. He's going to get through this. But the biggest thing for me was to say that, wow, this kid is so selfless that he would put his whole journey on Facebook every step of the way. Because we all have somebody that's died of cancer, and we know how painful it is, how, I mean, it's just like your whole world changes. But this kid put everything on Facebook. I mean, that's, to me, is the most courageous thing you can possibly do, because how many people, I have a lot of people on Facebook, so I started sharing everything that I would see onto my Facebook. And now, you know, we have people here from our class that have never met him, some have met him. But he touched so many people, and it's amazing how one person can do that. And while he's going through the most painful time in his life, you know, and because of him, so many of us are now, you know, aware of things. We value our lives more, and that's something that I take with me from Stephen, you know, and I think that's just, it's an amazing thing. So, you know, it's like every day you got to live strong, live happy, forgive, you know what I mean, and appreciate everything around you, the people around you, your family, your friends, and yes, family isn't just blood, man. A lot of us here, friends, are just as strong as family, so that's what I take with me, and I hope you guys take that too. I love Steve too.
Thanks, Eric. Who's next? Then whoever's going to be after that, come stand here. So we'll go quick.
Christina wanted me to share this. Oh, I'm Trisha. Hi, everybody. When Stephen was in the hospital, he liked to put baby powder all over his body. And so Christina and I snuck extra baby powder, and we put it all over his face, all over his body, all over his legs, all over his arms. And he couldn't say my name, so he'd call me Trash. And so he tells me, he says, Trash, get back there. I'm like, oh, okay, sure. So I'm getting his back, putting it on his butt. He's like, no, go in my butt. So I put just to mess with me, so I put the baby powder like inside his butt. I don't think he thought I was gonna do it, but I was like, hey, I'm just gonna do it. So that shows he had a lot of energy, even though he was sick. Yeah. Wanna say something? Say hi.
Hi.
So that's it. He's silly.
Thanks for sharing. Who's the cutest kids ever? Who's next? We don't have too much time, so we want to go quickly. So, oh, good. Now they're starting to get brave. Okay, who's going to be first up? And you guys can just wait right here.
I met Steve when we were 12 years old at the junior high youth group, and we instantly clicked. I think one of the best character traits of him that I know of was came about through in high school. People that didn't know him very well came to me, friends of ours, and said, I don't think he likes me. And you know, the things that he would say to them made them believe that he didn't like them, and I didn't understand. And I told them, well, maybe you just misunderstand him. And well, it turns out that it's kind of ironic because he was being perfectly honest with them. And he told everybody exactly how he felt. And, you know, the guy was just the most upstanding, honest, truthful person that I was friends with. And that's all I have for that.
Thanks.
I'm Ashley. Steven's my cousin. When we were growing up, I spent a lot of time at my Aunt Sherry's house, and on Wednesdays going to a youth group. And I remember me and him used to get into a lot of trouble and do a lot of mischievous things. One particular thing was, I think my aunt left us by ourselves with my little brother, who was like 4, and we decided that we were gonna, we found a piece of plywood, and it was just about his height. And so we were like, well, maybe we'll just trace the outline of him and cut it out, and like we duct taped him to it. And decided we were gonna leave it because the garage, like, you have to make noise to get the light to go on. So we're just gonna mess with him and kind of like prop it up against the desk and see how long it takes for him to start crying or something. It was funny. You know us, if you know our family, it's funny. And I think my aunt like opened the garage because she came home early, and it wasn't too funny after that. But I loved him. And he was more like a brother. And you know, I have my own miracle in my arms right now. My daughter wasn't supposed to make it, and he used to joke around that they both had head issues. So, yeah, I loved him a lot. And it's really hard. But, you know, he's with us. I know he is. And it's true, everything that he put on Facebook. I mean, I have friends that I did the same thing. I shared what everyone shared, and there's people on my Facebook who have been following it and praying for him every day. I had a whole church out where I live at, you know, hitting their knees every time I posted something. So, thank you.
Oh, hey everybody. I'm Nick. I've been friends with Steve for a pretty long time. I realized recently how long it's been, and I'm old. But Steve did have a great sense of humor, and Matt's right, it was always fun because everybody always would come up and ask why Steve hated them so much. It wasn't true, though. He loved them very much. I always used to love, I played music with him for a long time, and he was a bass player, I was a drummer, so we had to connect in some way. And the amount of stares I got from Steve for my going a little too far on the drums or getting too intense was quite often. It was one of my favorite things because he would do that laugh afterwards and that stare that just made me realize I better get in shape or I'm in trouble. And so many good memories, and his sense of humor really kept a lot of us going. Things like Steve and I would go to the mall and take pictures with Santa on Christmas to give to our parents. And I remember Santa Claus saying, "Don't fart on me, guys." And that was a pleasure. And always one of my favorite situations was when all the girls were giving those pictures with the butterfly backgrounds. And we all decided, Mike Roche and Steve and I, that we would go to the mall one day and take pictures as girly as possible with butterflies behind us. And I remember Steve's face, if anyone's seen that picture, it's just a... And he's gorgeous. He really is. And that sense of humor and that his ability and his drive and just the way that he could tell you something and make you feel a lot better about yourself was great. And I love him very much. I miss him, and I love the family so much. So many good memories. So thank you, Steve, and never forget you, man.
Thanks, Nick. Who are the girls?
My name's Steve, too. I think I met Steve, my first memory of him, well, I grew up around the corner from him, so my first memory of him actually is that he had this launch ramp in his front yard, and it was like a lot of launch ramps back then. It was way too short, so it just throws you right up real quick, and he had No Fear spray painted on it, and so you charge it and, just fly up in the air, and I think he landed more than he fell, which is amazing. But after that, after we were kids, I remember getting back in touch with him and meeting him and then hanging out with him and going to the Warp Tour. I think it was in 1999. And we were walking around trying to figure out what to do. And this band named Melanoma came on, and we really liked them. And so we went running off to go see them. And but the crowd had already formed, and you couldn't get in, There's just too many people. And so he said, "No, Steve, just go. Just charge through and don't worry about it." And I said, "No, I'm gonna get, beat up or something." And he said, "I got you, don't worry." And so I did. I kind of just ran through, and I got shoved really hard by somebody. And I looked back, and Steve just took him right out. And it was such a special moment for me. Because, I couldn't do that. And now I had a friend that was that I had this new friend that I knew had my back, always. And then it stayed that way. And that's what I'll always remember about him, that he always had my back, and everyone here as well.
Hi, my name's Corey Phillips, and the way I know Steve, I moved out here about 10 years ago and started skating at Skate Lab, and Steve was skating the bowl with these older guys that are my friends as well, and we'd all skate together and stuff, and he took me under his wing. He brought me to a lot of places to go skate, how to do things. He was like my big brother. He was my mentor. He showed me everything. At the time, his wife, he would bring me over and to his house, and that's what I wanted. I wanted a wife and both have stable jobs and have a place, and he that's what I always wanted. I wanted to be like Steve, and I really do, and I will. For anyone, he took, as like a big brother, he really took me under and showed me everything. And I remember going to go skate some places before, and one funny time I'm like, hey dude, let's grind around that corner, this oververt pocket. I'm like, you got it, you got it. And he's like, okay. And he hits his head. He comes up, he's like, I don't got it, you know? And I'm like, gosh, man. And like, I don't know, he never had to do anything for me, but he did so much. And he just brought me around his friends, his family, and no one did that for me except Steve. I didn't know anyone but Steve. And I still do these 2 tricks that Steve used to do all the time, and I do these 2, lay back air and a front side air. He'd always say tuck it or F it, you know? And like, he's just a funny guy, and I miss him a lot. And yeah, thank you.
We have time for maybe one more. Okay. You know, this is very healing. This is very healthy for us. This is part of how we grieve our losses. It's also how we keep his memory alive. And so this is a good thing. And continue to do that, not just here, but with the family, with your other friends, and it's really important. Right now we're going to honor Steve's memory with a slideshow. So watch the screens.
Be still and know that I'm with you. Be still and know that I'm here. Be still and know that I'm with you. Be still and know. When darkness comes upon you and covers you with fear and shame, be still and know that I'm with you, and I will say your name. If terror falls upon your bed and sleep no longer comes, remember all the words I said. Be still and know. And when you go through the valley and the shadow comes down from the hill, if morning never comes to be, be still, be still, be still. If you forget the way to go and lose where you came from, if no one is standing beside you, be still and know I am. Be still and know that I'm with you. Be still and know I am. You say you're down on your luck. Hey baby, it's a long, long let go now, let go your tears some more. How many times have you asked yourself, is this a hand of fate now that I'm in doubt? You're so disillusioned, this can't be real, and you can't stand now the way you feel. I don't care about what they say, I won't live or die that way. Tired of figuring out things on my own. Angels' wings, won't you carry me home? And when you're down on your luck, hey baby, it's a long, long way up. Hold back now, hold back your fears. And when you're really down and out, and you feel like there's no way out now, let go now, let go your tears some more. And when you're down on your luck, hey baby, it's a long, long way up. Hold back now, hold back your fears. And when you're really down and out, and you feel like there's no way out now, let go now, let go your tears some more. I triumphed in the face of adversity, and I became the man I never thought I'd be. And now my biggest challenge, a thing called love. I guess I'm not as tough as I thought I was. I don't care about what they say, I wanna marry you someday. Going to wake up, it's a brand new day. Angels' wings gonna carry you away. Angels' wings gonna carry me away. Angels' wings gonna carry us away. Gonna carry us away. Gonna carry us away. Gonna carry us away.
I've been a walking heartache, I've made a mess of me. The person that I've been lately ain't who I wanna be. But you stay here right beside me and watch as the storm blows through, and I need you. 'Cause God